So we are alive, I think, yes. And I am putting it on board. So Namaste Jenny, this is your subject, working with higher self, spirit, angels, giving guidance to people, tuning them up to their own intuitions. All this, there is a lot of people working, some people working on one horn, angels, which has only one horn, unicorns. So many kinds of things going on, which I see in my Facebook. Some healers coming up with, and yogis and saints are guiding some different way, prayers, chanting, mantras, positive affirmations. We need guidance. I can put the Eastern perspective, like which I have or we follow traditionally, like classical way of understanding the self and the higher and lower self within. Like sometimes we get connected and say, oh, very low thinking, sometimes very high thinking, thinking universally, heart is open. So what is this? I can throw Indian perspective, Indian mystical perspective about it. You can come up with your own, the way you are working and helping people. Uh-oh. So in Indian perspective, when we go towards the soul, like soul and the body, and what is the soul? What is the body? In that way we see. And we see the subtle formation of identification of soul with the body. Identification of soul, the witness with the mind, with the ego, with the intelligence. So, and there is a tantric point of view also, how to connect with God and take guidance of gurus, like in India, not angels, but we have gurus and different categories of spirits. But what we are concerned here with the higher self and lower self, in Indian perspective, once I give you analytical point of view, like witness. So if I am witness to my hand, my body, then I am not the hand. I am seeing you, the Jenny. So analytically, I conclude I am not the Jenny. Very simple, no? So this is one analytical point of view, observant point of view. So in this way, if I'm identified with my body fully, then my soul is my body, and I cannot differentiate with my hunger, thirst, sex, jealousy, like these primitive desires. So I will say, oh, this is my lower self. Means it is only concerned with the very immediate boundaries and regions of actions, which is binding only with survival and animal instinct. So we say this is kind of a lower self, and I am not able to witness this phenomena. That means I am this. So many people living on this level also they can live. And if they want to grow to the higher self on what is, like some questions, and sometimes they are confused, or in this way, you can be also too much. Sometimes you can suffer also a lot. In order to get this satisfaction, there could be a lot of mental torturing. So when mental torturing starts to happen, in spite of getting whatever they want, they have it. They have food, they have sex. And then mental torturing happens, then they wake up. Then they wake up to consult with the higher self. Something higher has to give guidance. In that, torturing people open up and get disidentified with the body instinct. Oh, these are giving me pain. They are torturing me. No? So in that, I don't want it. So keep a distance and watch. What is the phenomenon? So at least a self grow. We say growth of a self. Now it can witness the instinct, primitive instincts, their consequences, their strategy to get, their energy involved, and finally coming out headache, migraine. So it analyzes and then learns to tame it, understand it, how to use it. And this will say, I'm growing. In what? In my wisdom. I learned to tame my instinct, and use it for my benefit. Benefit of what? That I will not have any mental torture. I will enjoy it. So we say intelligence aperture a little bit open of this person. He can do some ego management when it comes to instinct and ego starts to fight. And he can change his pattern of mind. So this awakening, a little aperture of intelligence coming after the realization and a disidentification with the object from where the suffering was coming. So this is, we call in Indian mysticism, analytical way of growth and moving towards the higher self. And if you get concerned with the lower self, then this is the way, consulted. Keep distance, vairagya, detachment, observe, understand, tame, and this knowledge is the power, and this power, this is the power of the higher self. This is the growth continues, and it is continuing since eternity until nobody knows what is the end of the God. Who is the witness and observer of the whole phenomenon, all and everything at once? We call it God, omnipresent. In his presence, everything is happening. He is the witness of all phenomena at once. We don't know whether we can think of, whether we can comprehend this phenomenon, whether we can imagine this phenomenon. So in a human way, transcending a human approaching, transcending the self without any support is just a pure analytical observant way. Identify the suffering, become objective about it, witness it, observe it. You are not that. I am this, that. I'm not this, I'm not that. I'm not this, I'm not that. And people are growing. These are the intellectual, analytical people, don't want to believe in any dogma. Any dogma, any belief, any convictions. They want to find the truth. Very honestly, they follow this path. This is in Indian mysticism. Our fundamental on which the religion is based is called philosophy, the way you see. So this is analytical. And there is also in India, Indian mysticism, a synthetic way of synthesis. I see Jenny, rather than becoming observer, detached, I will see what could be a thread between me and her, which is making us one. Oneness. Complete opposite path. Not sannyasis, not monks, not priests, not like this, but a completely opposite. So, not analytical synthesis. What joins us together? What the thread, the tantra. This is called tantra. Tantra means the thread, tantu, the connection. So what is connecting me and her and making us feel like we are one? So rather than becoming detached from you and make you an analytical observer, which will destroy all the beauty in you, it is capable of destroying the beauty in anything, this point of view, and make you fully detached. Oh, this is just the hell. No, it will never give me pleasure, this samsara. That's the analytical point of view. Final truth. This axiom, all analysis exists. Detachment, vairagya, running away, keeping distance, not feeling one in any way. No? And here is opposite. We call it tantra. This was yogic point, yogic philosophies. They follow this trend, this point of view. Education. And tantric synthesis. In this synthesis, person is not looking for a knowledge. Person is not looking for the truth. Person is only looking for oneness. His only pain is the duality. The subject-object relationship he is suffering. He's suffering to analyze an object. He's suffering to be in the world and thinking, oh, I'm not part of this. Or this world is not part of me. That's causing pain. They are called tantrics. Two mindset. One we call yogis and one we call tantrics. So tantric is not suffering. His suffering is subject-object duality. So he is looking or she is looking for oneness. And wherever oneness is not found, it's suffering. So if I don't find a oneness between me and Jenny, I suffer. That's the suffering. That's the misery. And if I find this oneness, I am in bliss, ananda, without any reason, only one reason, that I am seeing a oneness between me and the object. So there is no object. I am dividing myself between two subjects. I'm also the subject in you, and I'm also the subject in me. Two subjects meeting, synthesis. And seeing that connecting thread of oneness, we move towards the soul. And live it, and don't suffer, and don't struggle with our detachment. Oh, I'm becoming attached. Oh, I'm becoming detached. No suffering. What we cultivate first is ananda, the fundamental search. And this is the criteria. Higher the self, blissful it is. How you will recognize that this is my lower self or this is my higher self. Or this person is a lower or higher, or in you. The first fundamental is to recognize that actually you are not looking for knowledge and truth. Actually, you are looking for an experience.
Bingo.
No? And that is fundamentally, it can be categorized with the quality of bliss, the quality of happiness, the quality of ananda. The fundamental is, so this is the criteria. Now you meditate. For sure, if your mind is involved in the patterns of ego, hatred, jealousy, you are not enjoying it. Nobody enjoys. Nobody can be blissful in a state of any negative thinking. Impossibility. So you keep on meditating. And what you are meditating? What I am not capable of seeing this oneness. And you see, you are on the right path, you are blissful. You don't see, you are in the wrong path, you are suffering. So in this way, you can see lower self and higher self in tantric point of view, very easy. If you start to become like, if you feel oneness, like I feel oneness with Jenny. So if this oneness, you keep on feeling deeper and deeper, more and more happy you will become. Means, and that's we call heart. Moving towards the center, from the periphery, going towards the heart. So if you keep on feeling, this bliss belongs to soul, suffering belongs to ego, anxiety belongs to mind, pain and pleasure belongs to body. But bliss belongs to only one, and that we call soul. Bliss and satisfaction. Two things are the main quality. You can see I am touching the soul, the highest self, and the more the quality increasing. So in this way, finding oneness and then being in this bliss, a desire will arise. And this desire is divine. Follow it. Follow it. So the sequence of progression of becoming a entity, a being, a something in its static state, and it will move. So this movement, if is instigated by the higher self, we say divine movement. And a movement we call devil movement. Just by the movement, you can recognize this is devil or divine. So the first initial state from where the movement will take place, you sit there and do nothing. Experience a bliss of oneness with any nonsense, anything, a broken chair, rising sun, glowing flower, twinkling stars, moon, river, neighbor. No, that's the most challenging task Jesus has given. Don't take so much challenge. Connect to natures. Begin with the simple, easy phenomena. Rather than human, begin with the nature. With human, very difficult. Try with humans also this oneness. But be with it, and you will find a way. This is right. And any desire arising, which is not the state of blissfulness, simply deny it. Just deny it. Deny the devil. Say yes to God, divinest. That's the only choice. So two ways, I just said, fundamentally, just two, very categorically I'm speaking, two ways. There could be many varieties, but very categorically yes and no and black and white I'm talking. There is an area we live is a gray area where both are combined. Sometimes you are witness, sometimes we are one. But I categorize it two. So this is Indian point of view. Indian mysticism sees two paths, and both the paths are simultaneously growing in since India is born. They keep on fighting philosophically, and sometimes civilizations moving, sometimes very analytical, sometimes very this, sometimes very superstitious, and sometimes then like a creative avatara, a destructive avatara keep on taking place to balance it. Sometimes value of yogic principles becomes very high in the society. Then tantric principles has to come up. Sometimes tantric principles becomes too much. Then yogic principle has to come up to balance. Between 2 points of view, we balance the whole globe, analytical and synthesis. And they both are, synthesis people say, we are the people of the heart. You are the people, mind people. You don't know what is life. You just keep on analyzing dry people, dry bones. Yeah. Learning to be detached, and finding the solution that you detach from everything, you are fully free. Unless until you are detached, you are not free. No. Here is if you are fully attached, you are immediately liberated.
Immediately what?
Liberated, free.
Yes.
Liberated, alive. Be fully attached without any difference. And if you want guidance, fundamental is in that state of blissfulness, let desire arise. And that desire which arises in that blissfulness is 100% done at the same time, it arising, completed. So destiny is made. So we say, oh, this is destiny. No, you created it with your will to become one with God. This will, with will you surrender. With will you surrender to God to become one. Willfully you surrender for the bliss you are experiencing. And then out of that, when it's become 100% satisfaction, come to the 100% satisfaction, the will converted into destiny. And in a fraction of a second, your destiny made for millions of years, what you will become. So will and destiny is the same. Once it become, then we forget that we willed it and we say, oh, this is my destiny. Just a memory loss when you willed it. So if it is painful, we don't remember when we willed it. You might have tendency to forget the painful memories. It cut the connection. And if it is blissful, we find the source. Oh, from there, from there, from there. So this is the Indian mystical point of view, two categorical way, a yogic way and a tantric way of living the life and finding the truth. When going with first fundamental is blissfulness, then should arise desire into that blissfulness. This desire will give you knowledge of movement and you will move towards your destiny and no one can prevent it of not happening. So we say only that thing happens which is written by God. And where is God? And which is the pen? And where he is writing? So here is the God. The pen is blissfulness. And he's writing on your consciousness. You and the desire become one. There is no duality. I am not the body, then I'm not this, I'm not. You are everything. And at the same time, you see, I'm also outside.
Also what?
Also outside of it.
Yes.
Also awareness. Also knowledge completed. That's the last knowledge coming from the higher self in both of us. Now, ball is in your court 2020. Very
Where
nice
do you
time.
go from there?
2020, no, 2021.
Now, what you just said, where does it go from there? When what were you just saying? When you get to that completion, after that completion, where does it go from there?
Nobody knows. At least I don't know.
We'll find out, hopefully, right? Wow, I don't even know where to go after what you just talked about because it just felt so right on target with me. Um, I think that nature really feeds the soul too. Um, People connect, if they connect with nature, it can really center them and I think it brings the love out because of the tones of the birds singing and the energy that comes off of nature. So, and like you said, music. I mean, that's been my whole life too.
Now the techniques. Yeah, that's where I give you the
Yeah.
ball. The philosophical part, mine.
Yeah.
Practical part is yours.
Yeah.
How to flow. So one
Anyway,
technique, yes, singing, which I also use.
yeah. You have a
Singing
nice
is
voice,
the
by the way. You were singing when we connected today. You were singing. You have a very nice voice.
Yeah. Sometimes some people say I have nice voice. Some people say you can't sing at all.
I get that. I understand that.
Well, look, I cannot follow the tune of any melody. If it is my words, it is my song. If I have to sing in my melody, that's I can sing. Whenever I want to go low, I go low. Whenever I want to go high, I go high. And I sing in my own way. And people who don't know what I'm singing, they say, "Oh, you are singing very good."
Yeah, maybe they feel
But
the
people who
vibration.
know the melody and things and heard in Bollywood, Hollywood, they say, "No, you are not matching." So for for me, best write your own song and sing.
Absolutely. Well, and that's a form of healing too, is to, when I think back of some of the songs I've written, um, it's a form of healing because you're releasing it, and then because sometimes music can be, uplifting and empowering, but there's some music that I listen to that is really heavy because they're they're healing with their music. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, classically, this is individual way you improvise. I can just say classical way, like if you can just sit silently and you can pronounce the sound of chakra chanting we call, like the central sound from seven chakras, lam, wam, ram, yam, hum, om, no, like this. If you can only tune it with any voice or tanpura or any instrument, which is classical nice voice, depending on the elements you can choose. Five elements. Well, suppose we have each chakras is relating with elements, and there are instruments which is relating to the elements. So
Mm-hmm.
if you want to
Absolutely.
balance, suppose anyway you diagnose that this person is missing the earth or
Mm-hmm.
missing the air, so you choose air and you choose the air yam, the mantra sound yam, and the instrument air instrument you can choose flute,
Mm-hmm.
wind instrument, you can, which is based on the sound coming on the based on the wind. So you can choose flute, all wind instruments, anyone from Japan, China, so many, Africa, they have a lot of wind instruments and different, they are provoking different emotions. We like flute is the very piercing, like flute can go very deep and touch you. Air element, it says job is to touch. So like others, like if you listen like sitar or guitar or this string instruments. So these string instruments don't pierce you, cannot pierce you. They will create an aura around you, like sound aura around you, and envelop you from the all the sides. And in that enveloping, you feel the touch. But this touch of string instruments more on your skin level. You can feel the vibration in your body.
Mm-hmm.
But the air element, which is the prime element made for touch, air element, the instruments like flute, which I am familiar with. Flute is piercing. You won't vibrate your body. It will go to one point like this, and one memory, one deep memory, which can be very painful in your heart, and you are hiding, and it can evoke you. So also, and you can use the mantra yam. So in classical way, like the classical remedies of releasing pain and getting guidance and moving higher, this is also one of the sound. An individual way, if you want to change your emotions, with each emotions you can remember a song. And if you want, if you will start singing that song, you will enter into that emotion.
I do that a lot.
And the classical way can be given to universities and in schools to experiment on classical methods. Then this is the correlation. Elements, sound, the way of pronunciation of mantras. You can pronounce it in many ways and have different effects. And different categories of people, intensity of sadhakas can choose. This is pure science in India, not the yoga. So pure physics, chemistry. So this person can go an intuitive way, just forget all the knowledge, listen to your heart, don't run away from any emotion whatsoever it is. So if it is a sad, heartbreaking emotions, choose a song which somebody might have written in that situation, which you are rightly in, start singing the same song.
Well, and now they, like when I was composing, you can go online and they actually have frequencies online that you can put under your music because, you know, the flute is a frequency, has different frequencies and different vibrations. So now you can actually put those vibrations under your music so you're diversifying when it affects them different areas in the body too. So
Yeah,
that was kind of interesting.
music, vibration, sound is the easiest and quickest way. There is analytical way to find the proper exact cause of every suffering in you. It's a long way, and it has to be. But this is immediate, very fast, using sound techniques to bring changes in your personality, characters, mind, thinking, ego, intelligence. So, influencing inner components, the elements, the combination of elements, no, is sound is the easiest, and it can also be influenced from outside. Like you sit there, I chant mantra, you will be influenced. You sit there, and I create the atmosphere, balancing sound with elements, with the volume, intensity, no, ambience, echo, the choosing right atmosphere. So you just be there. You can be influenced from outside. So outside environment can be used two way to influence you or to take something from or to put something in you through music. Right. This can be vortex can be created. It can suck something out of you. And at the same time, if you are open, it can put something. Fruit works like sucking out. Like it will go very deep and something it can pull out, touch very deeply. Deep emotions. So yeah, sound is one of the way to grow in higher self, tune it with your higher self, or and how to tune with and receive guidance. This is our
Meditation.
topic, how to tune with ourselves. This is one way, sound. Another way, now you can just how you are guiding it. You can also guide as a guided meditation. I think you might be doing that.
Yeah. Well, when I do my classes, before I start my class, I sit down and play the piano and just channel. I close my eyes and whatever comes through, I allow it to come through for the audience just to open. My intention is just to open the energy and lift the frequency so people, we can connect, like you said, where we can connect as one.
No, like
So
when
yeah.
you give sessions, people coming to you, what technique you are using
Well, I've created a couple CDs that I use too,
for sound?
uh, with sound,
Mhm.
and I play it in the background.
You play in the background, and also in the front, you give guidance or affirmations or hypnosis, or how you use.
It depends which modality I'm using for my therapies. Um, have you ever heard that song Blackbird by the Beatles?
You can sing now.
No, I'm not going to sing it. But that one I'd like to end my classes with. So you'll have to listen to it. It's Blackbird
Yeah.
by the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, the reason I even came up with that is I walk down, I take a walk and I go out and I sit by a river and put my feet on the ground. And while I was sitting there one day, all these blackbirds came up and they just swarmed around me. And I was like, blackbirds, wow. And they were talking and singing, whatever. So when I was walking back, the song Blackbird came to me. I thought, I think that's a song. So I put it in, and the Beatles have this Blackbird song. And as I was walking down the railroad tracks, I kept playing that song. And so after my classes now, at the end of them, I play Blackbird by the Beatles. So who's ever listening or wants to listen to that song, it's pretty powerful.
Okay.
You know which one I'm talking about?
I can search or you can send me the details.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how things come to me, is out in nature. When you get quiet, it's amazing what can happen. And you just are. And you aren't thinking or being
This is
trying.
one way. Another way I also suggest people to connect with the higher self is changing the perception about your body and use it.
Absolutely.
Changing the perception about the body. So about the body, we have very physical perception. No, like it's a solid phenomenon. If you take an imagination or an awareness point of view to maintain your awareness, that whenever you remember your body, you remember that it's not made of flesh, it's made of light. So slowly, this phenomena will start to settle in your mind and counter with the idea you have lived with a solid body of pain and pleasure. In from conscious mind, so whenever you go in subconscious, it will start to move. Like light. So not physical, light. And you can continue it for a few months. And you can continue it for 24 hours even. So you will notice that in the office, suppose in the office environment, you are not in harmony or fighting with a colleague or some situations, the anxiety coming up because an identity is working. In that phenomena, if you can just remember now, after a few months, like a few days, whenever it goes deeper, suddenly you will see that you have a different perspective. So anger and anguish were coming from a different perspective. And suddenly it's giving you a detachment, kind of. Oh, and you start to see, oh, your mistakes, their mistakes, everybody mistakes. So rather than bumping, where the conflict were coming, you were bumping, you will start to see the way, how to navigate around it in a situation. So this we say higher self. I say, oh, higher self is open. It's intuitively guiding it. Now I'm not fighting with anyone and I'm finding my way.
All a choice.
Yeah. So this is also one technique I use or we use in meditative therapy. Not analyzing the situation, not giving any remedies. Person coming with a problem. Oh, the hell, I want to resign my job. My boss is a terrific monster, and my colleagues are just pulling my legs. It's a horrible situation, and I want to quit. And I'm paranoid if I quit, how I will survive. This kind. So either I took him to a serious therapy process of judgment and perception, I just give a simple capsule to follow an awareness. That now think of your body made of light. Only, all the time. Whenever you remember yourself, your body, your knees, your elbow, just remember this is not elbow made of light. In this way. So what's happening? Your mind was centered to a problem and it was sucking. Oh, I have a problem and I don't have a solution. I am helpless. So this feedback, which was continuously damaging your ego and confidence. No? Now suddenly you change the focus of attention, whether I am thinking my body light or not. So you shifted, no? Attention shifted and bringing a new awareness that will build up slowly a new perspective. Change your dreams. You will start to remember your dreams. Before you don't remember, now you start to remember the dreams, you start to connect. So a mind which was first involved in a certain problem, it gets involved in a creative solution. This is also one way of tuning with the highest self, which is even functioning in dream, even functioning in sleep, deep sleep. So to get connected to this being from your conscious mind, which is conditioned. The journey is a conditioned mind, doesn't matter which religion and which country. A conditioned mind has to move towards a completely unconditional state of being. So there are technology, techniques, way if somebody opens up towards it. So this is also another way of changing the very perspective of the body. Like if you sit to meditate, change the perspective. You think there's a lungs, there's a liver, there's this, there's... Now think you are a hollow bamboo. Empty. Hollow bamboo. Or empty space. No? Many ways you can change your perspective. One is the active way of imagination. Many people like it, like you. And there is a passive way also, nothing there. Analytical people, monk kind of yogic people will like it. Oh, nothing there. Means no problem. I don't have bliss, but I don't have suffering either. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Their only slogan is Om, peace, peace, peace. Whether bliss is there or not, but I don't want ashanti. No? Nothing should be disturbing me. Equilibrium is their search. So these people like to imagine, oh, sit there and there is nothing in the body, is empty. Sky is empty. So idea of emptiness also helps to shift your focus of attention from problem to solution, to shift your focus of attention to a creative activity, which is moving towards solution, is already a great change. A mind is stuck in an issue, involved, and convincing itself, I don't find a solution. I don't see any solution of it. And thinking I am helpless, just shift the attention towards, focus of mind towards, just directing towards, oh, there is a possible creative solution if I change the perspective about my body. Let's try it, take a risk. So it's already a paradigm shift. The person not looking this side, now person looking another way. Changing the perspective. So this also works for analytical people, can imagine. And synthetic people, oh, imagine that your soul is filled, your every pore is so filled with your soul. The God is in your every cells. Imagine. This also synthesis people can imagine to feel the oneness. So many ways to changing perspective about the body and basically about the body. And mind
Well,
also.
I always say I am the light of love. And when I go into environments where there's a lot of people, because I'm pretty sensitive to things, I just blow a light of love through the whole room
Yeah,
and
creative,
create,
creative, positive,
yeah, I
positive
create what
imagination.
I want
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
that we can so that we can all get along and just to not have to deal with it, because we truly are the masters. And when we use love, it's very powerful, and it's very simple. It's not complicated or complex at all. But not, like you said, depending on, I'm more water, and then there's the analytical, but there's got to be a balance there too, you know.
Also, hypnosis and auto suggestions and positive affirmation can work. Belief system, like if you are coming to a wrong or long belief that I am not worthy enough, I'm a small, tiny person. No, I like any limiting beliefs. So, limiting beliefs you can easily counter with a suggestion of a therapist, like who can see your psychology, what positive affirmation actually will work for you. And so, you can also go for auto suggestions, counter ideas.
Like,
Counter ideas, like suppose an idea has set up, I'm worthless.
yeah.
So to counter the idea, you can go to take the any spiritual belief attached to any scripture, guru, religion, and come to an idea, taking power from well convictions that if I am breathing, I am worthy of God. Counter it. Counter it with logic, with emotions. Keep on creating it, and visuals will be changing. So now visual is worthlessness was related to many situation, many event, many people, and forming memories and sucking you painful memories. So you created a positive way, if and very logical. Third, if I'm breathing, I'm worthy. God loves me. Until the breath is moving, it's a proof that I am worthy to the love of God. In this way, you can deeply go with logically positive affirmations, and you can use it auto suggestions and self hypnosis. And then it will slowly, slowly go deeper and can remove, counter the idea, completely opposite idea, but with a logical, analytical way. Give an analytical entry. So the rational mind wakes up and combines with the right mind, just the repeating an idea without any logic. But also give a logic. So this also a way to connect, which I'm using. These all methods I'm using, which I'm taught, and all working perfectly. All working in
Oh yeah.
immediate. With proof, I have all heads worked. All this technique I have taught.
Well, I think another good one is, I ask people to look in a mirror at themselves and tell themselves they love themselves.
Yeah.
It's really interesting how many people can't say, I love me.
If self-criticism, if self-criticism is very high, then this technique will work. It's a counter. It's an encounter therapy.
I'm perfect.
It's encounter therapy, no? Confidence. It's bulwark. It gives power, male power.
Mhm.
Encounter therapy. So if your self-criticism is very high, then mirror works. You are
Mirror's
encountering.
powerful.
Yeah, very powerful. This encounter therapies are very instant, but they can charge you with emotions for a short time, very high. Remember,
Well, it's just like
they
that
works
little
very much
second.
before events. Like if you want to come to your glamorous state, show your best, and you are on your stage performance and put it works. Then this mirror technique works very fast for a while, for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. It can give you enormous energy.
Because we're all connected anyway. That's the real challenge in this is no matter who you meet, to connect in a place of love and not react to anything that they say or do. That's what I've been really focusing or observing about myself is even if I'm in a negative environment or you're being attacked by someone, they're putting you down, it's to look at it and see what you're feeling in that moment and go back into that place of peace. So it's kind of a fun journey.
Yeah, see, in that kind of self-threatening situations, India is a very feminine way. It always says that don't try to change the situation.
Right.
You have only power to bring changes within yourself. But this way, it's a feminine way, but it also gives you a tendency to run away. I think we must have a intelligence awakened, which finds a balance that we must also make effort to change the situation, environment. And we also try to make changes within the self, not one-sided. India become one-sided on spiritual growth. To me also, I still carry the same one-sided. So, but there is no aggression. There should be some aggression in life. It kills you completely, no aggression left. So if you want to change the environment, some aggression is needed.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I agree with that. But you have to, I don't want to use the word protect yourself.
It's a very, very strange gray area, Jenny. Not so easy that aggression is needed, no? Like it's nobody dares to even say it because, but I see no, aggression is needed. We not only teach our children and that you should, in difficult situation, you only try to change yourself. No, you should also have a power to change the environment and should know rightly how to use power to extend to change the environment.
Well, see, I think that you can do that with energy. You don't even have to do that with verbal. Energetically, if you know that everything's energy, you can change the environment that way. But it's fun to observe it, and to me, it's fun to observe the paradigm going on between people that are arguing because they literally are sucking themselves dry energetically because nobody ever wins when there's an argument. And if you had a camera, you could see if two people are arguing, one's going this way, one's going, the energy's going back and forth. And when it's all done, most of the time, two people they're exhausted because nothing got accomplished. So I find it interesting.
See, I like the Gestalt therapy here to resolve this kind of conflicts. The approach of Gestalt is nice. Like when it comes to conflict, to change the environment, you must know how to navigate through the environment.
Mm-hmm.
You must not create if there is a self-threatening situation where psychologically, but if you make to change the environment, the threat can become physical.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So there should be an insight before you move. Your psyche should know the pattern of movements so not to invite a threat to your physical existence. So here I found Gestalt therapy checks this danger of individual coming to it's from psychological threat. It's escalating the situation to the physical threat. So in Gestalt therapy, when you combine the two opposites together, Gestalt therapy is like when we get caught into two opposites and we don't see the whole. Like situation outside is threatening. Inside is threatening to me.
Right.
And outside, if I move, then it may become a threat to my physical. This environment may become physical. So in that kind of situation, you don't react to this situation. You just hold that, oh, I'm incapable of finding a way in this kind of situation. I'm not evolved. I don't know the patterns. Mind is not educated. Mind is not trained to find a suitable way into this kind of environment. Then we use Gestalt therapy. When you get stuck into opposites, like what will happen if you will attack the environment? One way, one side. So we have two options, either to change the environment or not to change them. Two options. So we divide into two parts and combine together the two psychology. How? So I say, if I will change the environment, how it will change me? What I will get? What ornaments your ego will get? How it will have more confidence? How it will satisfy? How it will think I'm growing? And if you don't, then what will be the benefit? Very strange, you know? Playing with the mind. It's a therapy. Therapy is a therapy. So if you don't, then what will be the benefit? So we get two benefits. And two benefits we combine together. So these two benefits, when combined together, ego changed. Ego was before concerned with different problems, so it was a different ego. Now you change the whole perspective, so now ego has to change. Now suddenly person says, I'm a different person, so this problem is not mine. Tricky. Very much tricky. What to do? It works. So if you were a different person, your problems were different. You change the person. I'm a different person. This is no more my problem at all. So I like Gestalt very much. Very much. It works amazing. It works amazing, at least for a few months.
For a few months.
Yeah, for a few months works amazing. You don't know what will happen later because person has to encounter many situations like this. But for a few months, amazing. Sometimes it may work for a lifetime. If person adopts to this new personality fully, falls in love with it, and likes, oh, very nice, very nice. And he starts to enjoy. He suddenly change the identity and get disidentified with the problems. So nice. This is the Gestalt I like. This Gestalt. Though I use programming methods to change the mind patterns also, but sometimes I see that even programmings were not working. Like person is not very conscious enough to take the risk to program its mind, not ready for change. Then I change the person. Gestalt.
You do what?
Then I change this technique. Gestalt. I apply this and change the identity. Both way benefits. And then person mind changes completely and it finds a way for a few months.
For a few months.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Now, if I program it at the same time, also you can make a permanent program for the mind to learn further, then it can go for a lifetime. So Jenny, nice talking to you, and we talked a lot, I think. You call it a pulse of wisdom, but many pearls coming in one pearl.
We have a necklace.
We have a necklace. Minute to go more, 36. Oh. 4, 16 more.
What?
16 more episodes.
16.
16, We have
Oh,
36, which
wow.
will go 52. So 16 more episodes we have to talk about. So think about, you postpone my idea, which I had on decision making, thinking fast and slow. You said I'm reading this book, so let's
Yeah.
see a psychological point of decision making. But you changed for spiritual guidance. You suggested searching. So think about it. If you don't give me a topic, I will again bring the decision making analytical way, which you will not enjoy very much.
Yes, I do. Oh my. Well, that's what's so cool about us. We're
Yeah.
the same, but unique and different.
Mm.
But that's at the same we are too.
So any
So that's
message?
it.
Any
What?
message? Any message?
Any
Connecting higher self, tuning higher self, and receiving guidance.
Well, I just have an affirmation every day where I go, I'm the light of love. And the light of love surrounds me, goes through me.
I am opening to tune up with my higher self and receiving more and more accurate guidance day by day as passing by. Sleep with it, wake up with it.